So within Marvel Comics, Sentry is on a completely different level. We're talking about one of the most broken characters in Marvel's comics history. He's got the power of a million exploding suns, the mindset of a man on the edge of total collapse, and an alter ego, the Void, that literally represents all the darkness in the universe. He's not just overpowered, he's unstable, and that makes him one of the most intriguing Marvel characters. So within this video, we're counting down the top 5 most insane Sentry moments in Marvel Comics. The fights, the kills, and the total meltdowns that show you exactly why fans call him Marvel's nuclear option. These aren't just cool fight scenes, they're moments that change how people in Marvel Universe see Sentry. Moments that shock other heroes to the core, and in some cases, moments that made even gods afraid. Let's get into it. So coming in at number 5 is one of the quickest, coldest kills in Marvel's history. The time Sentry flew Carnage into space and literally ripped him in half. This happened in New Avengers issue 2, during a prison breakout at the Raft. Everything is chaos, villains escaping, the Avengers barely holding things together, and Carnage, as usual, is going full psycho mode. Now Carnage isn't just another symbiote, he's Venom's offspring, way more violent and powered by pure bloodlust. He's taken on Spider-Man, Venom, even 4 teams of Avengers, and he doesn't stop. So what does Sentry do? No warning, no speech, he just grabs Carnage mid-flight, flies him straight into orbit, and rips him apart. Pretty much done just like that. There's no epic showdown, no big moment, because Sentry doesn't do the big battles, he ends the threats. And that's what made this moment iconic. It wasn't just about stopping Carnage, it was Marvel's way of saying, Sentry's back, and nothing's going to be the same. So coming in at number 4, we've got one of the most brutal moments in Marvel's history, when Sentry literally ripped the God of War, Ares, in half. You can see a similarity here, what he likes to do. So this happened in Siege issue 2, and to get why it matters, let's rewind for a little bit. So after Dark Reign, Norman Osborn, the Green Goblin, somehow ended up running national security. So these were after a bunch of major storylines, which were Civil War, Secret Invasion. He was even running his own Thunderbolts team at one point. So instead of actually putting in the Avengers in place, he puts together his own twisted version of the team. Venom pretending to be Spider-Man, Bullseye as Hawkeye, and Daken as Wolverine, which was Wolverine's offspring, and Sentry, the ultimate weapon. So at this point, Sentry's already losing it. The Void, his dark side, is starting to lurk in within the issues. And Osborn's using him like a last resort nuke. Then Osborn launches an all-out attack on Asgard. And Ares, at first, he's keen with it. He's a warrior. He lives for the battle. But once he realizes Osborn's full of it, and this isn't a righteous war, he flips. He turns on him mid-battle and charges straight towards Osborn to end it. But he doesn't get that far, because Sentry steps in. He doesn't just fight Ares, he catches him mid-air and rips him completely in half. No build-up, no warning, just violence. And look, Ares isn't some mid-tier brawler. He's fought with the best. He's fought with Hercules, taken on Hulk, survived literal centuries of war, and Sentry makes him look like a bloody ragdoll, like he never even mattered. But here's what really hit hard. This moment was when Sentry stopped pretending. He stopped pretending to be a righteous hero. This is when the Void took over the wheel. After this, the Marvel Universe didn't see him as unstable anymore. They saw him as unstoppable. Okay, we're into the top 3 right now. And this next one, I'd say, is pretty much underrated if you ask me. So within Dark Avengers issue 11, Sentry goes head to head with one of the most broken characters in Marvel's history, the Molecule Man. And somehow, I'd say he kind of wins. So now, if you don't know the Molecule Man, he isn't just some weird science villain type. He's a cosmic level threat. This dude can control matter on a molecule level. Now this being reshaping reality, bending time, flipping gravity, all with a 4, those type of powers. He's literally erased people from existence, turned entire cities into dust, and during the Secret Wars event, the Beyonders literally used him to destroy timelines. He's basically Marvel's cosmic reset button, let's just say. So within this issue, Osborn sends his twisted band of Avengers to check out a small town that's just gone a little bit too quiet for everyone's liking. And yes, pretty much the Molecule Man has taken it over, completely warping reality for fun, all that, etc. He starts dismantling Osborn's team one by one. I'm not just talking about knockouts, punching through the walls, etc. He literally turns them into puddles, dust, floating particles, pulling the molecules away from him. So here comes Sentry. The Molecule Man tries to wipe him out in some type of way. He literally disassembles Sentry molecule by molecule. You see it happen within the issue. His body comes apart, mid-air, glowing fragments floating away. And then Sentry does something quite insane. He literally pulls himself back together. Not just survives it, he's rebuilding himself. Pulls every particle back into place, reforming his body like it's nothing. And he just floats there, glowing, calm, eyes lit up. No words, no grand speech. He walks up right to Molecule Man and makes him disappear. Now, to be fair, Molecule Man wasn't permanently dead. It's implied that he allowed it to happen. But the point is, in that moment, Sentry overpowered one of the most powerful beings in the multiverse. And that's what's terrifying. This wasn't about strength, it was willpower versus reality. And Sentry bent reality to his will. So at number 2 is a moment that really changed how people saw Sentry. Because this time, he didn't just steamroll anyone. He didn't just rip anyone in half. He met his match, I'd say. So within the Blue Marvel series run, Sentry goes head to head with Blue Marvel. And what we get is one of the cleanest, most balanced fights in modern Marvel comics. So let's just set the stage for the fight. Blue Marvel isn't just a typical hero. He's a living antimatter reactor with strength, speed, flight, energy blast, near invulnerability, and a brain to actually pack it all up. He's not loud, he's not flashy, he's a top tier superhero. Now Sentry, on the other hand, he's the opposite, I'd say. Pure, unstable, raw power. The guy the government keeps on standby like a bomb, but actually too scared to use it, and too scared not to use it. So when Blue Marvel comes back into the spotlight after years away, the response is, let's just send Sentry straight in and shut it down fast. The second they see each other, it's on. Full speed flight, explosive punches, energy beams, hand-to-hand brawling, and neither one of them can land a finishing blow. They go at it mid-air, levelling everything around them, blow for blow, blast for blast. And that's the part that makes this fight quite special, because Sentry actually doesn't win. For once, he's not the unstoppable force. He's not the god-level nuke that ends in 2 seconds. Blue Marvel holds his own, a real stalemate, not because they held back, but because they're both that strong. But what really hits, Blue Marvel sees right through Sentry. He picks up on the instability, the signs that the void is rising. He understands what the Sentry actually is and what he's capable of becoming. It ends with both of them walking away, knowing they were one wrong move away from tearing the planet in half. And that's why this moment matters, because in a work where Sentry is treated like a last resort, the guy who ends wars by showing up, Blue Marvel proved he could stand face to face and not back down from the Sentry. At number 1, we've got the moment that defines Sentry as both a god-tier powerhouse and a tragic time bomb. His fight with the Hulk in the World War Hulk series. So let's just hear the setup. After being tricked and exiled into space by the Illuminati, a secret group of heroes that included Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Reed Richards, Charles Xavier, and Namor, the Hulk crash lands on a brutal alien planet called Sakaar. He survives, however, becomes a gladiator, kills the Red King himself, and then becomes a king. But loses everything when a ship explosion, the very ship that he crash landed with, wipes out his new world and family. The Hulk returns to Earth, not just angry, but absolutely done. He levels the X-Men, beats Black Bolt, tears through the Avengers. He builds an actual arena in Madison Square Garden, a gladiatorial arena, and starts dragging the heroes of Earth to fight as gladiators. And who's the only one who's left that might stop him? It's Sentry. But here's the catch. Sentry doesn't want to fight. By now, he's locked himself away from the world, afraid of what will happen if he loses control again. The void is always just beneath the surface. He's always lurking. And he knows if he goes full power, things might just get worse for everyone. But the world's burning. People are dying. Hulk isn't coming down. So finally, Sentry steps in. And what follows is one of the most brutal, city-shaking battles ever drawn in a Marvel comic. They level buildings, shatter streets, hit each other until their bodies break down. Sentry's literally burning himself out, energy ripping him apart. Hulk doesn't stop either, not until they both revert to their human forms. Bruce Banner, Robert Reynolds, two broken men standing in the rubble. And in that moment, you realise this wasn't about winning, it wasn't about dominance, this was about releasing everything they kept buried. These included anger, guilt, trauma, power. Sentry was the only one strong enough to make Hulk feel pain again. That's what actual Hulk says. You made me feel it, he tells him. No one else could have done that. No one else pushed Hulk that far and survived. And this fight saved the world, because after it ends, Hulk lets go. He gives up. He lets himself be taken in, because there's nothing left to prove. Sentry burned himself out just to bring him back from the edge, and it worked. Now this is peak Sentry. All the power, all the instability, all the tragedy unleashed, and for once it was just enough to save the world. Here we go. That's Sentry's top 5 moments, and somehow I don't think the MCU will show what he's really capable of. I'm going to be breaking down more characters, more insane top 5 moments, maybe even top 10, and how the comics might shape what's coming next. Hit that follow if you're into Marvel without the fluff. Nice one, guys.